Well, this episode is going to be a little bit different because it's not so much to do with remodeling the house as it is to do with something just fun. So here I am, standing at the summit of a couple of acres, and I got one heck of a cool Christmas gift. Let me show you what it is. Yep. I don't know if you can see it, or is it clear? It's a survey marker. So here I am, on the very highest part of a couple of acres, and we had it surveyed professionally and found out that we are 942 feet above sea level. So my goal today is to core that boulder at the top of the mountain and set my elevation marker right in place. Here we go. So we only have a few hours left before the sun goes down, but I want to tell you about this. This is a brass survey marker. It's actually a survey marker. It is manufactured by a company called Berntsen, and Berntsen. Very cool, very high quality. It's what you'd see atop any mountain up there for a survey. I had them come out and pinpoint the very top of a couple of acres and give me the survey elevation, and we sent it off to Berntsen, and they made this for us, and it's really cool. So what we got to do is we are going to have to flatten, just take a little bit to flatten it off so it goes in there nice. Now they make special bits for this that countersink it and everything. I'm gonna drill it and epoxy it in. So there's a couple tools that we're gonna need. Let's check that out. Okay, so I'm gonna have an angle grinder, and it's got a concrete grinding wheel on it. Of course, drill bit, preferably if you had a hammer drill would be better. I don't have one. I may have to switch to an impact. I got some masonry bits, an extra battery, and of course some epoxy, and then somewhere around here I've got my caulking gun that fits that epoxy. Alright, step one is to just make a little flat spot right here for this to go. I think that'll be perfect. The other thing I want to do is take a little line level, which will do the trick, just to make sure that the positioning is level. And it's spot on. Again, I'm just going to check to make sure that it's going to sit in the right spot, and it is. Alright, on to the next step. All right, I'm gonna make a little mark so I know where I want to drill this. I'm gonna make a pilot hole. I'll probably step up a couple different times. I think that might have it. The next thing I'm going to do is blow out all that dust. Okay, I am using my 18-volt little shop rigid. This should get the trick done. I think that's got it. So let me show you exactly what I did. Okay, so we flattened out the area here and bored a hole. It's definitely deep enough to accept the shaft. Now, before we epoxy this in, I am going to make the tip of that triangle, I think I'm going to point it due north. So I'll have to break out my compass, probably on my iPhone, and we'll orient it in the right position. What we're using today is the Simpson Strong Tie SET XP epoxy, or Set XP epoxy. You can get it at any big box store, Lowe's, Home Depot. Order it online, I'm sure. But this is a very high strength anchoring adhesive, so exactly what we need in order to keep this elevation marker in place for a real long time. So here we go. So first, if you can see, there's a mixing nozzle here. So I am going to make sure that I get an even mixture before it goes in to the hole. Yeah, let me see if I can't get some of that out, and then once I feel like I get a good mix of the two-part epoxy in here, then I'll start injecting it in. All right, well, you can see I got a good mixture all the way from the base all the way down to the tip. So now I'm going to fill this up, and we'll orient the marker. Okay, everyone, now what I'm going to do is get the compass on my iPhone here, lay it right there so I know where north is, and I'm going to orient this accordingly. We got a little bit oozing out there. That's okay, I'll clean it up. Want it good and set. I guess there's no easy way to do this. Hopefully I'm not going to make too big of a mess here. I'm going to try to clean up a little bit of this epoxy. I've got some cedar shims here, and I'm going to do my best to get this epoxy, extra epoxy off. So I'm going to let that set a little bit, and then I'll try to dress it up a little bit better. Maybe take a little bit of sandpaper and grind the visible epoxy off. And I'll come back when it's all done. Okay guys, I've got it all cleaned up and the marker has been installed. A couple of acres, established 2023, elevation 942 above sea level. Very cool. See you guys later.